We have breaking news. Let's get right to it.
Past 24 hours, we've seen 34 new cases of COVID-19 here in Utah.
Following breaking news out of Utah, a magnitude 5.7 earthquake hitting just after 7 a.m. local time, about 10 miles west of Salt Lake City.
We need 100 to 150,000 tests a day.
What is going on in the world? Isolation20 Podcast. I am your host, Drerawka. This is episode number 74. Yes, another week of isolation. Me and you together talking about all the things in the world, right? We'll jump into E40 getting kicked out of the Kings game. Of course, Young Thug's lawyer just up to no good again. Just getting caught up again. It's kind of crazy. I did go and watch Super Mario Brothers, so we'll talk about that. And I got some more other fun things, including your questions. Those are coming up. Big shout out to Lola Ray, the wife with a knife. She was my latest guest on Unrestricted. That was a lot of fun. That's out right now. A lot of traction on that episode. A lot of people had fun with that. So maybe Lola comes back. We'll see. I had a lot of fun with her and talking about her journey and being a mother and being a wife and now jumping into this digital space. Sometimes it's scary, right? Sometimes it's scary putting yourself out front in front of everybody, right? We all deal with flaws. We all deal with insecurities, right? So talking in front of a camera and putting yourself out there, man, it's not easy. It's not the hardest thing, but it's also not easy. So I definitely understand when people are apprehensive about doing it. You know what I mean? But she did it. She's doing it. She's killing it. Her content is great. So definitely go check that episode out. On my way into the studio today, by the way, I'm recording this on Wednesday. What's today? Wednesday, April 19th. So tomorrow's 420. This drops on 420. No pun intended. But a lot of people smoke weed, you know. Living in Portland for 10 years, it was definitely the norm. It was regular to see people smoking, even before it was legal. You know what I mean? So I never knew the big funk about 420. I never understood it because I was like, people in my neighborhood smoke anyway. Like they're sitting on their stoop, they're driving in their car, they're at the corner store. You know what I mean? They're at Pennywise, Penny Saver, Plaid Pantry. They're at these places, getting there, you know, doing their thing and smoking their weed right there. Like, it's not a big deal. But to all my potheads out there, all my 420 friendly herbal enthusiasts, salute to y'all. It's y'all day. But I was on my way into the studio today and I got stuck by a train. Yeah, the train stopped traffic. I think it might have hit somebody. Here in Utah, like, the train system's always hitting somebody. There's probably about probably about 5 to 6 train incidents a year. Probably more than that, to be honest with you. I live right on the tracks line, so I'm like, I see everything. I've seen dead bodies carted off the tracks. It's kind of crazy, man. It's kind of crazy. But I got stopped, and I was like, I caught myself getting frustrated. I just dropped my son off from school back home, and I was getting frustrated. I was like, man, I want to record the show. I want to be able to have time to edit it, watch the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera. And I have work I got to do. And so I found myself getting frustrated. I was like, man, like, hurry up, man. Like, what's going on? Honking my horn. I mean, yo, fuck out of here. What you doing? Like, hurry up. Get out of here, man. Like, move. Don't be trying to cut in front of me, Larry. You better stay in your fucking lane, all right? And then I realized, like, I would never be able to make it in a big city. That's just little old Salt Lake. Population, Salt Lake, what, 500,000? Maybe close to? So, my dreams of moving to the big city are done. And it all laid right there. My humility, my sorrow was laying on the horn right there at the tracks line. I was like, nah, it's not going to happen. Can't happen. Could you imagine me in the big city? Like, yo, I'd be taking everything personal. They're like, beep, I can't move. Like, come on. Like, nah, we just do that down here. And we know you can't move, but we just honk. I don't know. Maybe one day. But I have been better about patience behind the wheel. When I was younger, man, I had no patience behind the wheel. I was jumping curbs and and riding sidewalks. And man, my homegirl Blue will tell you, like, I was riding dirty. It was bad, man. I'm snitching on myself, but hey, it's all good because I'm a changed man. And now I'm better about things behind the wheel, because you don't know what somebody else's day is, right? You don't know what somebody else is going through, and we're all stuck here. If I'm stuck at the tracks line or stuck at the light, the person behind me stuck, the person next to me stuck. If I'm behind somebody, the person in front of me, right? So we're all in this together. So for me to sit there, get upset, mad, lay on my horn, it's pointless. It doesn't make no sense at all, because at the end of the day, we are all going to be going at the same time. You know what I mean? So if you're one of those people, or if you're like super aggressive, ride somebody's, bumper and whatnot, chill out, because you just don't know what somebody else is going through, and you don't know what somebody's actions will be. I mean, not to say that you're scared or anything, but you don't know if you might be the cause of somebody jumping out their ride and shooting up your car. Just saying, this is something that we live in and we see every single day on the timeline. I seen recently there was a couple, I think it might have been Texas or something, little fender bender, the other car, they jumped in their ride, they left, but the other couple started shooting at the car. It's like, damn, right, for real? What happened to just grabbing the license plate number? Like QRTX112. Like, yo, what the police look for? Unless it's stolen, then you have problems, right? We just when I thought we had spring weather, it decided it wanted to snow, hail, golf ball size hail in the valley. In some places, Utah is very weird. And for all my folks that listen elsewhere, but by the way, shout out to Chicago, shout out to New York, shout out to Germany. I forgot what state in Germany, but shout out to y'all. These are all states and countries and cities that are listening and watching the podcast, and I appreciate every single one of you. I'm just a guy from Utah, so I have a lot of Utah references, and you don't know about my state probably because you've never been here before. But when I'm reference my city and my neighborhood and whatnot, I hope I paint a picture for you out of towners. I hope I paint a picture for you that don't see it. And it's crazy because majority of my views come from outside the state, outside my city, which is dope because it means that I'm reaching people that aren't from my neighborhood or from my section. You know what I mean? So I think that's really cool. Anyway, here in Salt Lake City, Utah, in the valley, within the tri-state area, Provo, Ogden, Salt Lake, you can literally be in one suburb, which is a 15-minute, 10-minute, 5-minute drive west, east, or north or south from where you are, and you can have 4 different weathers, right? You can have the snow, you can have the rain, you can have the sleet, right? Like the hail, and then you can have super burning hot weather, all within 5 minutes of each other. And it's crazy. It's happened to me before. I went through Magna, it was snowing next to the mountain, and then I get to West Valley, and it's just rain. And then I get to Murray, and it's sun. And then I get to Sandy, and then it's rain again. All this within a 20-minute, 30-minute drive. It's nuts. But today we are, this week we had like kind of like monsoon weather. It was super windy, kicked up a lot of dust and rain, and it literally made everybody's cars muddy. So after I leave here, I gotta go wash the car with good old Quick Quack. Shout out to Quick Quack, man. They show me a lot of love and support, man. Love that place. But with that the sun, the rain, with all this going on, I've told you before, we're expecting to have some major flooding, and we already have. It's already started. Flooding coming up underneath the concrete. Our parks are flooding. Sugar House Park flooded. And what blows my mind is when I'm looking at reports and stuff from the news and whatnot, watching the news, they're like, yeah, experts say we're still going to be in a drought. It's like, what the hell? The record-setting snowfall, and we're still going to be in a drought. So what do we got to do? Experts, what do we got to do to get out of this drought? Because obviously Mother Nature's like, yo, I'm throwing my hands up because I'm giving you guys all the water you can take. And you're still going to be in a drought. So what do we got to do? What do we got to do to make sure the Great Salt Lake doesn't evaporate and kill all of us? Go look it up. You can Google it. The Great Salt Lake is very dangerous to humans and well, to to the population in general, because if it dries up, the chemicals and particles that are at the bottom of that thing, the algae or whatever, I'm not a scientist, it's harmful to us. So it's poisonous. They're saying that it's like nuclear waste type of stuff. So we want it to rain. We want it to flood the lake, right? So if we're going to have all this precipitation, if we're going to have all this water, how the hell are we still in a drought? Answer me that. Somebody text it in, call in, 385-240-4666. Let me know your thoughts on it. Alex Mendoza. That name might ring bells. He is a young man, a father, a husband that is being wrongfully convicted of murder. Well, was wrongfully convicted of murder. I should say he was convicted of murder, sentenced to 25 to life in or 20 years in prison to life, I believe it was. And this is the Mendoza family. Is a family I grew up with in Glendale. My sister was best friends with, and I said was because my sister has now passed away. But her best friend is his father, and just his family has always been supportive of me and, you know, and what I do and whatnot. So, following baby Alex's story and following what's going on with this case is it's crazy, man. It's crazy to see how much the law system can get things or overlook things or don't look into things, right? Because there's a lot of evidence that point elsewhere, that points to other people and other things that has nothing to do with baby Alex, right? And so about a week ago, Sunshine, Alex's mom, was on a live on YouTube, kind of like a podcast kind of thing, and you can actually find it. I found the link here. It's a Utah Cop Watch on YouTube. If you just literally just Google search Alex Mendoza, Utah conviction or murder, I'm sure you can find it. But Utah Cop Watch on YouTube is where they live stream this hour with Sunshine, where they literally talk about, and these people, they're not I don't think it was Utah Cop Watch that actually did it. I think they just reposted the actual stream, but I could be wrong. Save Our Children, I believe, is the actual, maybe it's Save Our Children. Either way, you can find it from there. They streamed it. She came on. These people, these YouTubers, I know one of them was a paralegal, or is a paralegal. So there's some law. They understand law. They investigate things, right? They're kind of like, I guess, private investigators, I guess you would say, you know, and that could all be wrong. I apologize. I probably should have got their credits, but you can find it on there. So they don't have no bias. It's not like it's the actual Mendoza family. These are people that just look at certain cases, ask questions, right? And that's what they did with Sunshine. So they go through evidence, you know, of the body being drugged, which there's hair residue on the concrete from when the times was the gun was shot to the gloves that people were wearing was missing. Evidence missing from the scene. People that were given immunity lying during testimonies, or during interrogations. A lot of things that the prosecution looked over, right? Or the cops looked over. A lot of evidence and things that would have cleared Alex. Because when you convict somebody, it has to be without reasonable doubt, right? It has to be like, there's no doubt this person did it. And after listening to this live stream, after listening to Sunshine tell her story, her son's story, and everything like that, everything that she could share, because it's an ongoing, they're going for a retrial, right? So there's a lot to this case, and with it being so high profile and right here from my community, and it touches home with people that I know, I reached out to Sunshine, I reached out to Smiley, and I said, yo, I don't want to hinder anything with this case. I don't want to have you guys come onto the pod and say something that might jeopardize the case, right? So I'm not pushing for it, but I do want you to know about this young man's case. I want you to know about what's going on in our community. And, you know, for me, the evidence is crazy. And it's crazy to think that the evidence that got brought up was not used in court. And certain questions were not able to be answered in court. And, you know, it's crazy the background of the people that got immunity of this, right? The people involved in this. There's a big history. I mean, there's history on both sides, but man, it's an intense story. There's a lot to go over. There's a lot of evidence to go through and look at, and I highly recommend you checking it out. If you're one of those people that, you know, they really enjoy the Crime Stoppers podcast, or the what was it, the one chicks, I forget their name. They did a story on my best friend Rosie Tappy. I forget the podcast name, but I highly suggest you check out that interview. And then there was also a follow-up interview with Baby Alex's attorney, that one of the guys, he did his own little break-off one-on-one with the attorney, and the attorney was, man, he was giving it up. He was giving it up so good. Pause. Like, all the information that has been presented, you know, it's for the public. He answered the questions, and I don't know. I hope Baby Alex, I really hope that Baby Alex gets a retrial. Being a young father, man, this kid was locked up right when when he was starting his family. You know what I mean? And now to lose 20 years of your life, you know, potentially 20 years of your life for something that you allegedly didn't do. Man, I couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine being locked up right now for something I did not do. All because, it's alleged that they were trying, there was a setup. You know what I mean? And I say alleged because I just should cover my ass, I guess you would say, right? Because I don't want lawyers and stuff to be like, yo, you're spreading false news and blah, blah, blah. I'm not spreading anything falsely. The information's out there. You can go read his case. You can go look at this interview. You can do all this stuff. I highly suggest it. Again, just Google Alex Mendoza, Utah. All the articles will pull up. And even on YouTube, check out that interview with Sunshine. My heart goes out to her, her son and Smiley. Their son is he's away, you know what I mean? And hopefully once they get a retrial, he gets a fair trial. They go through all the evidence and the defense is able to prove their case. And, in the perfect world, hopefully the victim, hopefully his family can get justice as well. You know what I mean? They even play the 911 tape where the friends are calling in about their friend just getting shot, right? And it's crazy, man. It's crazy to hear the lack of urgency to save their friend. I think if you're my friend, if you're my family member and you just got shot, I'm freaking out. I'm doing everything to try to save your life. You know what I mean? I want you here. And to be honest with you, that 911 tape did not sound urgent at all. Did not sound to me like they really wanted this man to live. And I could be totally wrong, but that's kind of my thought on it. Check it out. I just hope the family of the victim gets justice, and I hope that, Alex Mendoza, Baby Alex, gets a fair trial on this, man, because it's tough. It's tough, man. It's a tough thing. Go check that out, though.
Hey, Alexa, can you show me a new barber?
Don't worry, I got you.
Boogie Down Barbershop in Taylorsville is now open. Anything from gentleman's cuts, taper, fade, or if you want to treat yourself to a nice hot towel shave, Boogie Down Barbershop has you covered. Cuts for men and kids. Book your appointment today at boogiedownbarbershop.com.
Hey, Dre, would you calm down for a moment and just let me talk? Just at this point, you're just rambling, all right? What's up, everybody? I go by the name of Will Wonder, and I have a podcast called The Will Wonder Pod. I know, super original name, but I promise you'll love it. We talk sports, we talk music, and generally have some really interesting interviews with people that are doing some really cool things. So make sure you check it out wherever you get your podcast. Once again, that is the Will Wonder Pod. All right, Dre, go on about your business, whatever the fuck you were talking about.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. During Unrestricted, I had a What's That Noise ready. I thought it was clever. I thought by no means is somebody can get this the first try. Lola got it. She won $50 off of What's That Noise, and I haven't prepared a new noise. So there's no What's That Noise this week. But hopefully next week I probably got something for you. I think I got something for you. But I do got some questions. And questions is powered by the good folks over at Fierce Fighting Championship number 25. This is the biggest card of the year and of the Fierce Fighting Championship history. I'm being told that this is the one. And I've looked at the card. Trevor Bradshaw's fighting. Crazy stat. He has a 91% first round knockout rate. That's incredible, which means that fight's going to be lights out. It's going to be a lot of fun. But it all goes down at the Maverick Center this Friday. That's tomorrow, April 21st. Doors open at 5. Fights start at 6 o'clock. Tickets are available at fiercefightingchampionship.com. And if you don't want to get out the house, maybe you're a homebody, don't worry. You can buy the pay-per-view. All right? Just go on to fiercefightingchampionship.com. Okay, first question comes in from DJ Will Wonder. My brother, man, I appreciate you holding this pod up with your questions, my G. You get 10 minutes to sit down and interview anyone dead or alive. Who is it and why? Now, I thought about this. I thought about this question because I instantly wanted to go the music route, right? I instantly was like, I would love to sit down and talk with somebody like a Reverend or LL Cool J or Tupac, right? Or Biggie, Bob Marley, right? Some of the rock stars that left us, or that are still here, right? Like Reverend. But then I thought, well, how are we impacted today in 2023? And I started thinking technology, and then I thought about Heidi Lamar. I believe is how you pronounce it. Heidi Lamar was a Austrian American actress who invented Austrian actress. Hold on, let me start over. Heidi Lamar was an Austrian American actress and inventor who pioneered the technology that one day would form basis for today's technology, such as Wi-Fi, GPS, Bluetooth communication systems. So this lady literally created the base for these other systems that we use daily. The AirDrop on our MacBooks, the GPS in our cars, the Wi-Fi that we use to get on the internet, right? Think about and we already know how important internet is to what we do today, right? For work, for play, for anything, for you to make money, you have to have that Wi-Fi. You have to have that connection. And Bluetooth, like, it's incredible. So I would love to sit down with her and be like, because she didn't get to see what happened with all that technology, right? She didn't get to see the current day of it. So I would love to sit down, talk with her, and ask her what made her think about, this technology so far ahead, right? Was it just, y'all want to make lives easier, or I want to make communication easier? I would love to hear her response to that and ask her more questions and because even then that technology even impacted culture as far as like entertainment culture, right? There's a lot to that. So I would definitely sit down with I believe it's Heidi Lamar, Austrian American actress and inventor. Cool, good question. I like that. All right, next question came in from Jason over there at All Sports Mouthguard. You guys hear the commercials? Go support my guy. He says Garcia or Davis. Big fight this weekend. Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. The future, well, I mean, both of these guys are really in their prime. There's no like, yo, this dude's older than this guy, and obviously Ryan's the younger dude. He's the one more I guess you would say rookie, if you want to put that title on him. But Davis, it's not like he's over the hill. He's in his prime. He looks great. This dude he looks great. His last fight looked great. His last 3 fights look great. And I'm not a huge boxing guy. I follow the high profile boxers, right? I gotta roll with Tank, man. I think Tank gets it done. I don't know. I think he drops Ryan. I think Ryan gets dropped a couple times, probably in the later rounds, probably around that 6th, 7th round, 7th, 8th round. I think that's where we'll see a lot of the action. Ryan, man, his hit. You see him on TikTok, you see him on Instagram, you see what he does with his hands. That dude's hands are crazy fast. His latest knockdown where he dropped homeboy, you watch it back, you don't even see him, like, you don't even see the hook, right? You don't get sacked quick. So does Tank see it coming? Does Tank have a good counter? We'll see, but I'll roll with Tank. I'll roll with Tank on that one. Good question. Okay, HOA's very own Javi. Do you think Will Wonder and host Beefy's marriage will last? Will Wonder caused some drama online. On the last podcast, he gave me an F, marry, kill. And Beefy was one of those guys in that F, marry, kill. And I married him. And boy, the internet got a little upset. They were especially Angel. He got a little upset that I killed him and I married Beefy. I don't think their marriage is gonna last very long. I don't. I think that it's coming summertime. You know, host Beefy's been showing up to the workouts a little late. You know what I mean? I think Will Wonder he runs a tight ship, right? As a husband, I think he runs a tight ship. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't think he's gonna let some of those days go by much longer. I think he's gonna put his foot down, and I don't know. I might have to step in and save host Beefy. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Good question though. All right, Alex from Portland, Oregon. Shout out to all my Portland folks, man. The city looks like it's a sewer. It looks so bad in Portland right now. I apologize. If you weren't podcasting, what would you be doing? That's a good question. Because for the last 10 years, my vision has been this. My vision has been evolving this. You know, at first it was, I would love to do what the Breakfast Club does. I would love to do do what the Serial Podcast does. That was kind of the thing, you know what I mean? And it turned into, how can I get mics? Okay. How do I record? Okay. Where do I record? Right? And then it was, well, I could just do it in my living room. Right? And then it changed into, well, I need a space. I need a studio space. I need an actual studio. I can't be just living in, you know, the same place that I podcast. You know what I mean? I gotta have my own creative space. And this evolution of what the podcast is, and I've had a podcast that's evolved into other podcasts, and, you know, old co-hosts that fell off and left me high and dry, and don't see the vision of where this thing can go and how much hard work goes into it, and just, you know, a lot of different things that I wouldn't change for the world, because the lessons that I learned, man, they're just that. They're lessons, and I put them into tomorrow. I put them into 3 weeks from now. Those lessons that I learned, and that's what helps me grow. So to ask me if I wasn't podcasting, what would I be doing? It's hard to narrow that down, because this has been a thought of mine, a passion of mine, which, by the way, we just you might be hearing this, depending on what platform you're listening on, you might be hearing more ads on it, and not my own promotion ads that you usually hear from our friends and whatnot, but like other ads, like national ads and whatnot, because we just got approved for monetization on the audio. So salute to y'all for helping me get there. It's not easy getting over what we end up at, what was it, over 20,000 downloads, I think, something like that. It's not easy getting there, and it's not easy to meet the criteria for monetization, right? Has to be over 25 minutes. It's a lot of different stipulations with monetization. So when I got that, I was just like, damn, like for podcasting for as long as I have, and just now being able to make sense off of this thing, it was a milestone. It was just kind of like a cheers moment. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, man, we're going. I think it would have to be something creative, right? It would have to be something in a creative space. I would still need to be able to get my creative juices flowing. So I think I'd probably be involved in planning events, maybe, or some type of event planning or strategy type of thing. I think that's where I would be happy, and I feel like that's where I could also get my satisfaction for helping others as well, right? Because I've always said it, like I'm at a point in my life now where I want to be of service. I don't want to just take. I want to be able to give, whether if that's knowledge, time, energy, whatever it is. I want to be able to do that, right? If it makes sense. Sometimes our time is wasted, and that's not okay. You know what I mean? You got to really put value on your time and your efforts. You know what I mean? So good question there. Who was that? Alex. I really appreciate that. 385-240-4666. If you want to leave a voice note, or if you want to shoot in a text for questions, let me know. I just literally throw it online and I say, yo, throw me some questions. And, thank you to the individuals that did. There were some that didn't make it just because those are questions I don't want to answer yet. Because the questions that I've been receiving is what's next, right? What are you doing next? What's coming down the line? And I don't want to speak. I believe in speaking things into existence, but I also believe that if you share it too prematurely, it might not happen.
The name says it all.
You know my name.
This is Are You Dumb?
E40, 40 Water. He was at the game like every other Golden State Warriors game. And it just so happens that who are the Warriors playing? The Kings. So it's right there in Cali. E40's there supporting his squad, right? Dripped out in all the diamonds. He gets into a little altercation with another lady. Just so happened to be a white lady. And not to make this a race thing, but this is what the people are saying. They're saying that security came over, seen a black man arguing with a white lady, and kicked the black man out of the stadium. Now, E40 publicly, from what we've seen publicly, has been at every Warriors game, front row, getting hyphy, doing the halftime show ever since Clay, Draymond, and Steph Curry have been an item, right? Ever since that first championship. Now, was he there during the Richardson era? Monte Ellis era? I don't know. Maybe he was. All right. Drop a comment. If you're from Golden State, if you're from the Bay Area, let me know. I don't know. But yeah, he got ejected from the game, and that was his response. He took a while. He didn't respond. He didn't jump out the window. It was very calculated, written very, very well. And I wouldn't expect anything less from E40. He's a lyricist. He gives us bars. He was very elegant with what he said. And essentially, cliff notes, yo, I've been doing this a long time. It doesn't matter about my celebrity. If a black man is in an argument with a white woman, they're always going to kick the black man out, or they're going to kick him down, right? Paraphrasing. It sucks to see your legends get treated this way. Remember when the Knicks treated Charles Oakley like that? Maybe when they grabbed Charles Oakley? It's like, damn, he's a New York legend. What are you doing? Knickerbockers owe him a lot. You know what I mean? Patrick Ewing. Remember when they kicked Patrick Ewing out? It's like, damn, how you gonna do that to Patrick Ewing? I don't know, man. It's crazy to see. If I help build something, right, and that place does not treat me with some respect, you know what I mean? I'm not saying roll out the red carpet for me, but hey, if I'm doing something great and I'm bringing attention to something great, treat me with a little respect. You know what I mean? Maybe give me a little Dasani. If not Dasani, maybe some Paragrigio. You know what I mean? Give me something. You know what I mean? Don't just kick me out when some fan freaking, we're going to beam the light, hit the beam. I ain't gonna lie, the beam's kind of tight, though. I like that. All right, what else happened? Young Thug's lawyer. All right, he got cited. All right. Monday, a judge ordered lawyers Asasio Manedes and Eric R. Johnson to pick up the lunch tab for lawyers involved. Still, and Anastasios didn't follow the judge's order. All right, so the judge said, yo, what I need you to do is I need you to go buy lunch for all those other judges or lawyers over there. All right, go buy them lunch. It's an order. Hit the gavel. I need you to go do this. The judge fined Astasios $250 and for some reason threatened him in contempt of court, saying, yo, if you don't do this, I'm going to find you in contempt and you're going to do 30 days. All right, if you violate this contempt of court. I mean, if I find you in contempt of court, you're going to be doing some time. All you got to do is go buy the lunch, my G. Later, the judge added to the lawyer's punishment by ordering them to do a 17-page essay on the importance of professionalism. This judge is petty. This judge is petty. How you gonna do that? Like, on top of that, yo, buy them lunch, but also I'm gonna need an essay on my desk by the 28th. And I looked this morning, there was another video of them in court, and the judge even tapped in with them. It was like, yo, Astasio, where you at with that essay? Oh, I haven't started it, judge. All right, you got until the 28th, and she can't do it for you. Probably talking about his paralegal. Wild. It's a crazy. This is where I need Court TV. Is Court TV streaming this? I'm locked in if they are.
Are you sick of podcasts that just interview people with the same questions and gossiping nonsense?
Are you tired of hearing about what's wrong with the world? Can you locate your nearest orphanage?
Who cooked the Last Supper?
R.I.P. Mr. Potato Head.
Seppuku Harakiri.
Where is Mavis Beacon?
This is Hos.
And this is Host Beefy.
Listen to the Beans and Rice podcast.
Exclusively in Braille and all streaming platforms.
Patent pending.
Man, you know what sounds really good? Just some chips and salsa.
You want the best salsa ever? Get yourself some Sauce Up Salsa at sauceupsalsa.com. Fresh fire roasted salsa, fresh ingredients, fresh produce made just for you.
Now the movie review segment you didn't ask for. It's down in front.
I went to see the Super Mario Brothers. Yes, Super Mario Brothers is out. Wifey surprised us with some tickets. You know what I mean? It was me, my son Tavian, my pops, and his girl. We all went to go see Super Mario Brothers. And man, I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I seen the first trailer, we talked about it earlier this year, or last year. Once that trailer dropped, I was like, I'm in. Let's see it, locked and loaded. I don't care. Chris Pratt, who cares? I don't care. And I'm so glad I was so hyped about it because, man, they did not disappoint. I would give this movie an 8 out of 10. High ratings. And you can only see where this is gonna go. All right. So let me give you a little backstory on Super Mario Brothers. This movie specifically. Brothers, plumbers, right? They're plumbers. And they just started their own business. Well, they had a moment to save the city from some plumbing stuff. So they go underneath the manholes and everything like that. They're underground underneath Brooklyn. And they end up finding a secret bunch of tunnels, right? And one of the pipes that Mario usually jumps in to go to a new level, they got sucked into one. And they ended up down into like this traffic dream world type of thing, and they ended up splitting up. Well, Luigi ended up in Bowser's world, and Mario ends up in Toad world, where Toad is and Princess Peach, right? And the whole premise of the movie now is Bowser's coming for the world. He's coming to dominate everybody's universe, and he's taking over. And he has all the power to do it because he found the star. You know what I mean? And the spoiler alerts, I guess, if you care. Maybe skip 30 seconds ahead, 1 minute ahead. So then Mario meets Toad, he meets Peach, and now Mario is on this quest to not only find his brother, but also to stop Bowser. And how does he do that? With the help of Princess Peach. And who do they gotta go find? They gotta go find everybody that can help them. We need, Donkey Kong, we need your brothers. We need all the Donkey Kong army. We need all y'all. Diddy Kong, pull up. Grandpa Kong, pull up. And man, this movie was done so well. The graphics amazing. The voice characters did a really good job. The music in it was dope. They had a Tribe Called Quest in there, real hip hop. When I think about Super Mario, when I think about Nintendo, when I think about video games, I think hip hop. Hip hop and video games go hand in hand. And so I think it's dope that they, you know, kind of incorporated it. They also incorporated the theme songs from other Mario games. So like the first one, the second one, 64, Mario Kart. They integrated it all, and they did such a good job at it. The storyline done really well, and what I mean by that is now I guarantee you this is gonna be like any other universes, right? Like the Marvel universe, any of those kind of movies, right? They're gonna have spin-offs now. I guarantee you we get the Luigi's Mansion, right, movie. Where Luigi's, you know, we get the Luigi's Mansion movie, we get Toad's movie, we get Donkey Kong's movie, we get Wario integrated into the universe now. We get Mario with Baby Mario. We get Yoshi. There was a little dash of Yoshi in this movie. We didn't even get to see Yoshi, just a little bit. Can you imagine when they're gonna add Yoshi, right? Yeah, Donkey Kong, like with Donkey Kong and Diddy Kong, we got to see Diddy Kong just a little bit, but we're gonna be able to see this whole universe, and they're gonna intertwine each other, and it's gonna be a massive thing right now. They did it really good, really well. Hopefully, it means a new video game's gonna be coming out with this, you know, in the next couple of years, maybe even before Christmas. Who knows? But yeah, man, there's a lot to unpack with Super Mario. Go see it. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let me know if you like it. I seen a doc on Netflix. I started it, remember, back in the late 2000s. I think it might have been 2008, maybe it was about 2000. No, man, was it 2008? Maybe it was like 5, something like that. The Boston Bombers, right? There was the brothers that blew up the Boston Marathon, right? Well, there's a doc on that right now. That's on Netflix, so go check that out. I started it last night. Not gonna lie, I ended up turning it off because I forgot the playoffs were on. So I was like, yo, I got to watch this playoff game right now because NBA is in full effect. There's also a show on Netflix called Beef. This is a series. I'm hearing a lot of good reviews about it. Essentially, there was a car accident, a lot of road rage, going back to what I was talking about earlier. Just pump your brakes, man. We don't need to start beef over cars. Calm down. But I guess this is really good. I look forward to listening or to watching it. If you have watched it, let me know your thoughts on it. And then more news in the down in front section, I guess you would call it. Netflix, yes, they unveiled a paid password sharing program. Now, in an attempt to crack down on password sharing, Netflix has announced the board rollout. Now, what is this? This means that you're going to be able to share your password with a couple of their family members or whatever, and just pay an extra little fine, little fee. Yo, you can share this up to with 2 other people. It's going to probably be, $14 more a month or whatever. I know. Just buy your own Netflix at that point. Netflix tested this program last year in Latin America, so Southern America, and was happy with the results. Now, the second half of the rollout will include the United States. So they found that, in Latin America, it worked good. Why they started there? They just assumed like all the Hispanics just share it with their family members? Probably true. In February, the streamer started its buy an extra membership program that allowed the primary account holder to pay a fee for up to 2 people who do not live with them to have access to their password. Okay, more to come on that. Would you buy it? Would you buy it to share it with your family members? I just think that at this point, man, like, just buy the damn streaming service. You know what I mean? You should be able to just buy the episode. How about that? Like, let us just rent the episode a day. Because there's really not that much on... there's a couple joints on Netflix, but to be honest with you, it's not like it used to be, right? It's not like you have to run and go get it right now, right? If anything, probably HBO Max is the hitter right now. I just finished up BMF season 2. That was dope, too. We know the BMF story, but we don't really... Well, I didn't know the BMF story. I came in... what I knew about BMF was the tricked out cars, Jeezy, T.I., right? But I didn't know how much they influenced Detroit with White Boy Rick and everything like that. And man, they did a lot. They set up a lot of people. And yeah, go check that out. BMF on Stars. Yeah, I believe it's on Stars. 50 Cent produced it, so you know it's good. He don't miss. He does not miss. If you're a sports athlete looking for a mouthguard to protect your pearly whites, look no further than All Sports Mouthguards.
All Sports Mouthguards, located in West Jordan, Utah. Come visit us, 1385 West, 9000 South in West Jordan, Utah. We offer high quality, made in the USA, custom molded and custom designed mouthguards.
Carl Malone is a trader. John Jones is the greatest of all time, but cocaine is a hell of a drug. It's your sports segment.
NBA playoffs are underway. As I mentioned earlier, the NBA playoffs are going down, and I ain't gonna lie, the games have been so fun. The games have been so much fun to watch. These guys are really balling out here in these NBA streets. So let's go to the East Coast first. Okay, there's actually a game on today. The Bucks and Heat. Miami currently leads, which is surprising. I know Antetokounmpo, he left with a back injury. I don't think he's playing tonight. I was actually picking the Bucks to win this. Not only win the East, but win probably the whole thing. I think they might go for a championship. Still on the East Coast on the 21st. The Cavaliers and Knicks, currently they are tied. That's a fun series to watch. The Cavs got a big win last night against the Knicks. And then tomorrow, or today, when this comes out, April 20th, the Sixers versus the Nets. Currently, Philly is up 2-0. Sixers will probably sweep the Nets there. April 21st, Celtics Hawks. Boston up 2-0. They'll probably sweep as well. Let's go over to the West Coast. Game tonight, the Nuggets and the Timberwolves on TNT. I'm going to have to go and watch that game when I get home. I got the Nuggets winning this one. No surprise that they're up 1-0 right now. On the 20th, that's today, April 20th, the Suns versus the Clippers. Right now they're tied. This is a fun series to watch, man. Kawhi Leonard has been looking looking just dominant. It's fun to watch Kawhi tap into like who we know Kawhi can be from the Toronto days, right? So it's fun to watch that game. That's a really good series to watch. So out of all these series, I'd probably say watch that one. April 20th, the Kings Warriors. Right now, Sacktown is up 2-0. As you know, Draymond, he got suspended a game, I believe, for stepping on Arvydas Sabonis' son. I believe that's Arvydas Sabonis' son. If you don't know Arvydas Sabonis, he was like that first big man that was out here shooting threes like nothing. Played for Portland, by the way. Another game on April 19th. That's tonight. Grizzlies Lakers. Right now, the Lakers are up 1-0. Ja Morant, he messed up his hand off of a fall. He was out game one towards the end of it. I just turned it on. I turned on the game late. I was like, what the hell? It's the fourth quarter with like 3 minutes to play, and Ja Morant's nowhere to be found. Come to find out, messed up his hand. Lakers might shock the world and might take the Grizzlies out. We'll see. I told y'all, never bank against LeBron. That dude is one of the greatest for a reason. So we'll see what happens. I know he probably ain't going to get no help from Anthony Davis with his always getting injured ass. Always getting injured.
All right. That's it. That's all your bitch ass gets.
All right. That's all you get. Isolation20 Podcast, episode number 7444. I go by the name of Drerawka. I am out of here. Make sure you check out Unrestricted with Drerawka. That's another podcast that I do where I have guests. We talk to some of my friends. And this last week we had Lola Ray, who is the wife with a knife on Instagram. She is a chef, a wife, a mother, just somebody that is really killing it right now. And I'm super proud of her for stepping out there and making things happen. She says she wants to bring some food next time. So maybe next time we have her, maybe I bring a guest, maybe one of my friends, right? And we just kind of eat, chill, and have some fun, maybe play some games. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. Also, allrock.com, ALLRAWK.com. You can find all the merch, past episodes, and so much more on that website. Go check out those t-shirts, the hoodies. It's warming up here in Utah, but it might not be warming up where you're at. Go get your hoodies because I'm going to take them down. I think they've lived their life on there. I think they might be coming down by the end of spring, and I'll probably get some new designs up, including Club Center shirts. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you got to tap in, right? You got to tap in a little bit more to get the inside jokes. Shout out to my man Bangarang. What else? Fierce Fighting Championship. Fierce Fighting Championship, April 21st. That's this Friday, tomorrow at the Maverick Center. Doors open up at 5 o'clock. Fights start at 6 o'clock. FierceFightingChampionship.com is where you can get your tickets. Utah's biggest card for MMA. So if you're a mixed martial arts fan, or if you like boxing or anything like that, you'll love these fights. It's going to be a lot of fun. FierceFightingChampionship.com. Get those tickets, or you can even buy the pay-per-view from the website. You can stream it right there. A lot of fun, man. These athletes, they put their lives on the line every time they enter this octagon. And boy, man, is it fun to watch, man. We have a lot of talented fighters here. I read a statistic from them that said that one of the fighters, Trevor Bradshaw, he has a 91% knockout rate in the first round. I think it was like 11 out of his 13 fights or something like that were all finished within the first round. Crazy, right? Which means electricity, which means energy, which means hype. It's going to be a lot of fun. So make sure you go on to FierceFightingChampionship.com. Get those tickets while you still can. And yeah, man, I hope your family are well. I hope you have the day you deserve. Be a part of the conversation. Drop a voice note. Drop a text. 385-240-4666 is the number. And I will try to get a What's That Noise for next week episode. Speaking of next week's episode, I got an unrestricted episode you won't want to miss. He is an entrepreneur. He is somebody that I met early on in his, creating his clothing line, and somebody that has a lot of knowledge and a lot of things to share to hopefully uplift you and to spark inspiration, I would say. Who is it? I don't know. Tune in and find out. That's coming up this Tuesday. All right. I hope you have the day you deserve. Protect your light. We out. Peace.